let's just have a look at what a stereo spreader does. I've got a guitar loop here and it's already recorded in stereo. Let's just have a listen to that. So we said in the notes that the top end responds better to intensity differences, and a stereo spreader essentially adds amplitude to opposite sides of the frequency spectrum in a kind of repetitive band-based way. So you'll get one band that is boosted on the left and then the next band that's boosted on the right, and you get these alternate bandings that are boosted at a sort of amplitude that is equal to the next band, more or less. And that means that your ears are picking up on these differences in frequency intensities. So band A will be more intense on the left, band B is more intense on the right. Your ears sense the difference and it conjures up a sense of stereo width. That's essentially how it works. So if we just try this using this guitar loop. Here's the stereo spreader, the Logic one. So as you can see, these are the bands, and you can have up to 12 bands, or you can only have a few, depends. The more bands you have, the more subtle the effect. The fewer bands, obviously one side will be boosted much more noticeably than the other side, so it tends to not sound as real, even though it will make quite a radical difference to the sound. You've got two boosts, a lower boost and an upper boost, and that gives you the opportunity to just boost high frequencies or just boost lower frequencies if you want to, or boost them all equally. Okay, and you just get a percentage. So let's just choose like the maximum amount of bands to start with, not have any limits on anything, and let's just see what kind of effect that delivers. So immediately it sounds differently stereo, and we can enhance that by pushing the top end. If you wanted to limit how low that stereo spread happened, you could roll that up to the 1K threshold, which is pretty much where intensity differences stop being sensed as clearly. Now remember, that stereo signal really hasn't changed in terms of any delays or anything like that. This is purely intensity, so it does sound more coherent. As you'll have heard with the Haas effect, those delay-based stereo effects do tend to separate the signal and make it a little bit more granular or messy. With this effect, the integrity remains. So that would be a kind of typical effect, and you can sort of like limit it to a very small band of frequencies. A lot of people will just do this kind of thing, and it gives you a load of presets if you want to try some different ideas. That's stereo spread.